Ah, is this sweet? I can't tell.
Lacuna Coil put out their new album, Delirium, and we are here to talk about it.
As you probably guessed,
Yeah,
via YouTube
and clicking
video
on this
title.
video. Yeah, this is like their 8th album, first since Broken Crown Halo in 2014. And so, we reviewed The House of Shame, which was the first single that they put out, and we were very surprised by it. I liked it a lot. So we were looking forward to this album. Every song they put out was pretty rad.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah. It's an improvement.
Yeah,
To say the
and
least.
we met them today as of recording this. They
Probably
did a
like
signing at our local
3 hours
store.
ago. Actually, yeah, it's right around 3 hours ago now. So
Yeah, they came by, they sat at a desk, and they wrote their name several times.
on a
lot.
poster and then on the CD.
A lot of people were in line.
We were lucky. We got there a little bit early,
Yeah.
so we were like maybe somewhere in the tens.
Previously, before going up there, Keith had his usual chicken in a bag,
I did.
and I had Chinese.
First off, I had a sandwich, and I took the sandwich out of the bag, and I ate it on the table. They didn't ask me whether or not I wanted a bag. They just gave it to me. Maybe they know.
Yeah, they probably know.
I don't eat there that much. I don't go to the mall that much.
But you're like an inside guy at Burger King. They know who you are, and it's just like that you're in their system,
Oh, okay.
and they know when this guy comes up, you always give him chicken in a bag.
You got to give them a bag, and it's chicken. Because, I'm going to order the chicken anyway. You just got to make sure I get the bag.
Yeah. Why don't you get like cow in a bag, like a burger?
Like a burger? All right, I'll do that next time. I'll keep the bag, but I'll get a burger.
Yeah. It's not what you clicked on.
I'm not keep. Yeah, but
Yeah. On topic. What did you think of this album?
like I alluded to with the earlier statement, this album is definitely better than the last. Like the last album, besides the lead single from the last album, like I probably couldn't tell you anything that happened on it. It was just Lacuna Coil is a band that like listening to like songs like Our Truth, and then hearing Christina Scabia and like doing other things. It was a band that like I really wanted to like that album, and then it just didn't happen. It wasn't gonna happen. Whereas this, I didn't. It wasn't like forcing myself to listen to this album. This album is legitimately very good. Up there is some of my, probably one of the best track in my opinion is probably the title track, Delirium. That chorus is amazing, and it's just the songs. All the songs in general are just amazing. It seems like there's a lot more of a balance, whereas their last album, to me, it seemed like it was almost all Christina, and they was just like doing that because that's what's popular and stuff. There's a lot more variety in terms of like the vocals, I feel, on this album. Like House of Shame's kind of probably about 50-50 between the two vocalists, so which is cool again because more variety is better. Another really good song is, and it's been happening a lot with a lot of albums that we've been checking out and listening to lately, is another favorite song of mine is a bonus track called Bleeding the Pain, and that song is really good. The song also has a really good chorus. It's just there's riffs on this album again, which was something that can't really say too much about the last one. If I had to maybe critique a little bit, it would be that maybe there could still be more beef in the sound. It still seems that even though the songwriting itself is definitely improved, maybe not the mix, in my opinion. It could be, more. And so they're probably still trying to get that mass appeal from the mix, not having it too abrasive. That's a good word to use for that. And maybe sometimes some of the things like some of the riffs and the guitars are similar, in parts, but then you have to look for it. Like, you don't notice it. At least I didn't notice it at first. It was after a couple listens to that I'm like, okay, wait, this kind of sounds a little bit familiar. But like the songs are good. Like I said, like I could just put this. When I was listening to this album a bunch, for the past 2 days, like I just put it on and then just go, and then it's like, oh, cool, this album, like, it wasn't like, again, we're comparing it to the last album where it seemed like it made time go and drag on listening to it, and so this time it's an enjoyable experience and I like it. There's just a lot of good songs. Ghost in the Mix is another good song. Broken Things, I like that song, and probably the other song that I thought was cool was Blood, Tears, and Dust. It's another really cool song. It's just definitely improvement. In my opinion, I think there's still more improvement to be had, but it's, this is more in the step of the direction of what I want and hope for Lacuna Coil to sound like for many years now. So, yeah, that's my thoughts.
I mean, this is a good album. It's not perfect by any means, but it's good enough, and that's exciting to me, because Lacuna Coil is a very talented and unique band, and it's nice when they're writing good music. This is the most in-your-face Lacuna Coil. This is the strongest Lacuna Coil in 10 years, I would say, since Karma Code. 2006. I mean, Shallow Life had its songs. This was okay. Dark Adrenaline, same thing. Whatever. Broken Crown Halo, Snooze Fest. They just kind of fell off a little bit to me. And so, obviously, if you watch the House of Shame track review, I mean, we were really excited. And this album kind of holds that excitement, that energy, that heaviness throughout the whole thing. It starts off with the House of Shame, which I think is just a perfect song to start off with just the way that starts, and it kind of sets the tone, like, hey, we're kind of back to how we used to be a little bit. We're here to punch you in the balls, and it's that's awesome. One thing I loved on this album is the balance between fucking Christina Scabia and Andrea, I guess that's how you say his name, the male vocalist. I thought there was an excellent balance between verses that he sang and choruses he sang, and then vice versa with verses and chorus. I mean, it was great. And even when they both sang at the same time, it just sounded way better. I mean, they really, really play to each other's strengths on this album, where, he did a little bit more scream vocals on this album, I feel, than past albums. And she was high-flying, all kinds of cool shit. It's cool, it's solid, it's good songwriting. The guitars have a pretty beefy sound. I agree with Keith, it could be beefed up a little bit more, I feel. But there are some really heavy moments on here. Like, I think Ghost in the Mist is probably the heaviest song on here. I really like that song a lot. I like it vocally, and I like it guitar-wise. I mean, it's a fucking great song. I will say that there's no real riffs on this album. There's rhythms in the guitars. They're not playing riffs. It's just open-stringed fucking nonsense the whole time, which sometimes it really fucking works with, like, the House of Shame or Ghost in the Mist or something like that, or Delirium. There's some very good moments on here, and then I just feel that towards the end of the album, it's like, all right, man, like, this is like the 5th, 6th, 7th time that you've used this idea in the guitars. You can spice it up a little bit, and then the choruses are just simple chords, and I think it works, but then sometimes it can just drag it down a little bit, and it kind of gets a little repetitive. But this band and this album is a lot more vocal driven, to where that isn't as big of a problem as it could have been, in my opinion. I just think this is an entertaining album. I think it starts off really well. The track that just I fall off on is "Take Me Home." I think that track just is a little awkward to listen to. It kind of kills the buzz, in my opinion. I mean, "Downfall" before it is a slower song, but I thought it was well written. It's just the chorus is really weird in "Take Me Home," and it just wasn't clicking with me. Then the song after that is a little bit better, but then it gets to "Ghost in the Mist." It's like, yeah, and I feel the album finishes strong. So it starts strong to me, has a little bit of a lull in the middle, and then finishes really well. I'm not gonna lie, I'm shocked. I think this is hands down, it'll be hard to top as like the biggest surprise of 2016, good or bad. They announced this album, I'm just like, it's gonna be another Lacuna Coil album. I mean, they're just kind of on this path to
doing their thing,
irrelevance, in my opinion. But now I just feel like they're back, they're rejuvenated. It's a new era of Lacuna Coil. Hopefully, and I really do think they will see positive reception around this album. They will probably, I feel, see increased album sales, increased ticket sales. Their fan base will be a lot more excited, and people that kind of lapse with Lacuna Coil will come back to Lacuna Coil because it's like, okay, this is why I like this band from the start. Because of this style of writing, this cool fucking like gothic rock sound that they got going on. It's cool. And I think they will see that and hopefully continue with this and expand on this and not go to where they were with like Shallow Life and Dark Adrenaline and all that stuff. Because everybody, I mean, there was a good probably 60, 70 people in line, and everybody was so fucking excited about this album, and that's awesome. They sold a lot of these motherfuckers when we were there.
Oh yeah, because
I mean, they were giving out posters if you didn't have anything, but like almost everybody there bought the album. They were all excited about it.
I think you at least the way that it looked like on the sign, you had to buy the album in order to get the wristband. I think that's what they said, was that you had to buy the album, and so I think just about everybody had the. If you didn't want to get your CD signed, they had posters. Yeah. But still, that was cool. Like, and you have to imagine that probably there was still a number of people who either didn't want to or couldn't make it to that, and so that there was probably even more people at at this one singular store who probably bought it, like probably another 50 or so people, and that's cool.
Yeah, it's a good album. When we left, I don't know if you saw their tour bus. It was in the back of the parking lot where we parked.
I didn't see it, no.
Their tour bus, they actually have their band's logo on there. Like, it says Lacuna Coil on the front of it and everything.
That's pretty cool.
That was a creep. I took a picture of it.
And people have done worse.
Yeah. Also, Christina Scabia is a lot smaller than I thought she was going to be.
I know.
I've never seen Lacuna Coil, so I was like, wow, she's kind of short.
I know. I was like, she might be shorter than I am. That's what I mean. I'm just like, yeah, I don't know. I just kind of, pictured her to be like, Yeah. Again, you think of a front person, and you think oh, they're gonna have to stand out, and then she's like short, so
which is fine.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that.
They were nice. They were very nice.
They're really cool. Thanked everybody who came up for buying their album and stuff and coming to see them.
Mm-hmm. Last thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, definitely back on the track upwards for Lacuna Coil. I bought the album so I could go to the thing, but also I like this album. I probably, if I had a CD player in my car, I'd probably jam it a lot when I'm driving, but I guess I'll just put it in my CD player at home and just jam it every once in a while. So it's good. This will more likely than not be in my top 10 at the end of the year.
Yeah. I like it. What Chops go?
I'll give it an 8 out of 10. Fairly solid album. Fairly solid.
Me too. 8 out of 10. Boom. Check out Lacuna Coil's Delirium. Let us know what you think. See you guys next time.